Good evening, crafter and junk journal friends. This is Yard Sale Lover Regina. I'm coming out with my first junk journal for sale. It'll be on my Etsy store tomorrow. But I wanted to show everybody. I promised I'd show you guys first. Thank you so much, everybody, for your help. Gail, Shaw1, Craft1, Girl on the Ridge. There's so many of you that have helped me. I do appreciate everything. And here we go. I call this like floral romance. Now I don't have any sari ribbon. I think we call it sari. So I used to be a seamstress, so I cut some of my old fabric and went ahead and made a little charm little piece that goes on here. It's also detachable, just like this little piece is detachable on the side. This one has 4 signatures in it, and this one fell back. And this is upholstery fabric, and down here I have a Tim Holtz Dream as If You'll Live Forever. So this is an older fabric, and also I put the Tim Holtz corners on this because it was a little older book, so I wanted to make sure it was okay. And then there's the back. This is made with eyelets here and also on top here, so you can detach this. It's an eyelet. And it's just closed with this ribbon, or fabric I should say. On the sides I have vintage. This was a vintage necklace from like the 60s that I took apart. Well, it was already falling apart, so I thought I didn't want it to go to waste. So I put them all here, on here, and there's, I think there's, yeah, that was it on those. So there's like 4 here. And then she is a chunky little girl, I'll tell you that much. There's plenty of journaling spots and plenty of tucks. Okay, so I did not put a front tuck in here. I just love this fabric, the roses and the colors. And this is just some pieces that I got from like a craft store. I put some vintage lace on here. You'll find all these laces they're not all vintage, but they all are older. And then I did some stamping and coffee dyeing, and here is a little pocket here, a pocket. And then I also did some embellishing here with a journaling card here that I made, and also there's a spot there. Okay, more coffee dyeing and some tags and journaling. There's a tag and a journaling card there. In here in the bag, there's also another tag, more coffee dyeing, beautiful colors. Here's a nice flip with some lace on the end. Then when it turns, here is a couple of tucks. This one is an older card with journaling on the back. And then in here I made Adventure Awaits, and it's got a little eyelet there with some, this is Tim Holtz wallpaper fabric. I mean, not fabric, wallpaper. And then I made some more journaling areas that you can take around with you. And then it just tucks right back into here. Some paper. More coffee dyed papers. In this, I watched one of you do envelopes. I made an envelope and did some Mod Podge. This was a napkin, and I made this envelope. And then there's another journaling card in there. Some more stamping. Again, more coffee dyes and lace. There's where the little vintage bead. And here we go with some more tucks here and journaling cards here. And then I was watching one of your, I think it was Gail, got an envelope that it was three envelopes in one. So, and I put the one I made behind this belly band. There's two pieces with the lace. There's a belly band with lace and a belly band there. So I made my own version. I did not watch how Gail did it until later. I just decided to make my own. I put this with Velcro, and then this is the way I made mine. This is covered, and then I put journaling cards in all three of these. There's a journaling card there, there, and there. Made it to the best I could do it, so. And of course everything is stained to look vintage. Try to look vintage, and as much as I can. There's some more coffee dyed and another bag. Then I found this in some of the papers that one of the books that says Love's Dream After the Ball. So I decided to make this into a bigger journaling area and just left it like that. Put it into the side corner pocket. Another one I made there. And then here's another tuck. And I cut this from a book about gardening from the 60s or 70s. More coffee dyed paper, and that's the end of the first signature. Second signature, some vintage ribbon and another bag. Plenty of places to journal and plenty of tucks and pockets. And here's another piece of paper I put in this pocket. And then this I made out of a card. And in here there's a journaling back of this, but you also have these little tags from Tim Holtz. I put them in there. I thought they were cute. One there and one there. More paper and more coffee dyed paper. And this was from Tim Holtz, this paper here. And I put this on an older card from a kid's game a long time ago. I was watching one of your videos and I was going ahead and trying to follow along, and I had some fun doing this. You can see that that's a pattern back there and some vintage. That was from a French book, some vintage paper, and again a little piece of vintage ribbon, and then Tim Holtz. And I put a piece of lace on that, so you can mark wherever your book is if you'd like. And again, another tuck spot, and this is a journaling area, journaling card. A little ribbon, there's another card, and with a piece of lace, there's another journaling card. Another flip, more coffee dye. I love how it crinkles. And then I was watching another one of your videos, made this envelope too. And I put in another area to journal. Opens up bigger. That way you can write any kind. Somebody can write a letter. Whoever gets her would love to write some information in there and hide it. More coffee dyed, a little bit of lace. Nice coffee dye. And another journaling card from that book from the, I think it was the 60s, 70s, I'm sorry, 70s. and then this little flip card. I just did a little bit of punching on my, and put it in the belly band. More lace and beads. And then here's another journaling card. Used one of my other stamps. Still getting the hang of all these stamps. And then another area here. I have a journaling card in here, and then I have another little book that you can take with you. It's made with one of those brads. It's just for a little notepad to put in there. It's something you might want to write down and then stick right back in there. More coffee dyed and another flip. Lace and another journaling card. May all your dreams come true. And then half the bag and the end of the second journal. I also added some at the end here, some to reinforce this, some tape. I forgot what it's called, but I added some of the tape. The third signature, and I made this, cut this out of that book from the 70s, and just added this. This was also old, and I added some journaling area here. More lace. And I forgot what this flip is called, but I made this flip here. And then I added, sorry about the puppy dog in the back. And this is a doily. And back here I added another little book that you can take around with you. Held on by a brad too. More lace. I have some vintage postcards, so I found this one and added that to put in some journaling. And also right here. And then you can tuck something back there too. But that's too big right now. And then another, this is a harder, like a harder cardboard, and I made it for journaling there. So you could put this behind things and write on it too. And that's an old piece of vintage fabric, upholstery fabric that I used on that from a different piece of fabric I have. More coffee dyeing and the other part of the bag, or the front part. I love this paper, it's so pretty. And then I made another envelope and I put this on there. This was just one of those I found from one of the other stores. And again, I added that. That's from that book from the 70s. And I didn't put anything on the back there, but I just left it like that. Sorry. Put that back. More coffee dye. More of that pretty paper, the other side of it. The other side of the paper and that lace is a vintage lace. Coffee dye came out really nice. And this is another pocket and another flip to open up. More journaling area. A tracing paper. I watched somebody's video and learned how to do this pocket. This was out of an old calendar. And I made another journaling paper here. And I tried to embellish this at the bottom, doing the clusters. I'm still learning how to do a lot of those. And then this is just a little journaling card to put there. Tim Holtz. And that is the third signature. And we're on to the very last signature. Here's another pocket. One more flip. Tim Holtz card. I think this is the wallpaper I made into a card. And I did this with an Mod Podge on this tag that I made. It's out of an old calendar. Plenty of areas to do journaling. Another bag area to put stuff in here, behind the bag, in the bag, and here. Made that into a journaling card. That area right there, but there's also a little tuck right there. And then on this side, another picture from that 1970s book. And then I did a little bit of experimenting. This is covered in fabric, and these are cards underneath, and I made it into this. So that you can journal there. You can journal there, and you can open it up one more, and you can journal in those two. And the coffee dyed those. And it's hard enough to journal on. And I just tucked it into there. Tea dyed, part of the bag. More tea dye and stamping. More lace. I've had that for a long time from being a seamstress. And another charm. The other part of the bag, more tea dyed paper, and then I got that stamp and I stamped that. Another journaling card there. And here. May today become a happy memory with the promise of many bright and beautiful tomorrows. There's also a little area right here to put something skinny down there. I gotta put something in there. Then under this belly band, I made a book that you can carry around with you and add whatever you want to this book. And I just tucked it behind this belly band. More journaling area. And another tri-flip. More lace. And another bag and a tag I made for journaling. And you can go back here. Or put it in here. And also you can tuck behind here a littler tag. So that there. And then another journaling card in there. Some more stamping. And that's the last signature. And back here I did put, I'm going to add a few things in here as a surprise. And that is my very first book. My very first junk journal. I took a while getting her out because I wasn't sure if she was enough, but I do like her a lot. And it looks like one of her beads just came off. I'll just fix that. Nothing ever goes perfect on a video, now does it? Okay, ladies, if you let me know what you think, I'd appreciate it. Thank you all so much for your encouragement and helping me with everything, learning. Just can't say how much you have helped me and how much fun and how much I enjoy this. Thank you so much. Please like this video and sub if you can. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.